Europe is a great place to explore, offering so much history and culture plus amazing food. It can be expensive, and with multiple languages across the different countries, it can be a challenge to plan. This is Katie from Creative Travel Guide, and today we are sharing these Europe travel tips and tricks so that you can plan your European vacation with ease. Looking for more travel tips? Make sure to hit subscribe and ring that notification bell. Now, my first European travel tip is to budget your trip. Before you book anything, work out how much you can afford to spend on your trip and use this as your budget for trip planning. Europe can be expensive, so make sure you leave a bit of extra cash from your budget. My next tip is to plan as much as you can before you travel. Europe has fantastic travel options and hotels, but because of the prices and yearly events across the continent, it is best for you to plan as much as you can before you travel. Create a spreadsheet, plan which trains, buses and flights you are going to catch, and book it before you leave home. My third tip is to check the Europe travel visa requirements. If you are from the EU, you won't need a visa to travel around the continent. However, beginning in 2021, US citizens will need an ETIAS visa when entering the EU. My next tip is to book early. As we mentioned before, booking your travel and hotels ahead of time is the best way to go. The earlier you book, the cheaper the prices are, especially when booking airfare. Another tip when planning your trip is to check the holidays. Europe has different school holidays from the US, so check the school holidays before you travel, as well as bank holidays. You don't want to visit a city that is crowded with tourists when it could have easily been avoided. Now let's talk about how you're going to get around Europe. Our best tip is to get a Europe Rail Pass. The railway network around Europe is fantastic, so use this to get around. If you are a European citizen, you can get an Interrail pass, and if you are a non-European citizen, you can get a Eurail pass. My next tip is to pack appropriately. Europe is a big place with a diverse range of weather. Always pack layers, bring a raincoat and of course comfortable shoes. That being said, try to pack as light as possible. You don't want to be heaving around heavy luggage when catching trains around Europe. Now this next tip is one of my most important tips I can give you about Europe. You can't see it all. Europe offers some incredible places to visit and amazing experience to try, but you can't see or do it all. Choose your must-see destinations and spend plenty of time in them. Don't try to whiz around from city to city and country to country, or you will get burnt out and not enjoy the trip as much. My next tip is to use public transport. Whilst in each country, get your head around the transportation and use it. Taxi prices add up, whilst most buses and train networks around the major cities are easy to navigate and affordable. Another tip is to carry cash or a debit card. In Europe, many stores will use chip and PIN, meaning your US credit card may not work. Be sure to carry a debit card or cash with you as you travel the continent. Most countries in Europe use the euro as their form of currency. However, not all European countries do, so check in advance. Currently, countries that do not use the euro are Croatia, Bulgaria, Czech Republic, Denmark, Hungary, Poland, Romania, Sweden and the UK. My next tip in Europe is to use the safe. Europe is a fairly safe place to visit, but there can be pickpocketing in the major cities. We recommend you keep cash in your hotel safe and only take out what you need for each day. We also encourage you to wear your cash, whether you get a money belt or fanny pack, or even a small shoulder bag. Our next tip is to book attraction tickets in advance. Europe is an incredibly popular place to visit and is suffering from over-tourism. Don't miss out on those must-see attractions by booking tickets in advance and arrive early, especially when visiting places such as the Eiffel Tower, Vatican, Colosseum and the London Eye. Now when it comes to food, our best tip is to eat where the locals eat. Because of all of the tourists, there are lots of restaurants in the busy areas of the city that are just not that good. When choosing restaurants in any city in Europe, try to get away from the tourist attractions and find a place where the locals eat. You can always check blogs or ask your hotel for recommendations too. And lastly, spend your coins. When leaving the EU, you will not be able to exchange coins at the airport, so make sure you spend any change before leaving the country. We hope you have an incredible time in Europe. Which destination are you most looking forward to visiting? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching the video all the way to the end. Make sure you hit subscribe if you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, have a great day, and until next time, stay creative.